With the release of the Akimbo perk, I thought it might be useful to go over a feature in Modern Warfare that is actually less known than I think it should be: ammo stacking or ammo sharing. This allows your primary and secondary weapons to share ammunition, but it's far more useful than it sounds. Let me tease you with this first: 480 rounds of ammo on an M4 without any attachments. This is a massive amount of ammo, although if you put on a 60 round magazine when ammo sharing, you can get up to 660 rounds of ammo. That might be a bit excessive, but hey, it beats the default 60 rounds you get with the M4. We are talking about the reserve ammo, of course, but that's the important focus of this video. The way this happens is simple. You make sure both weapons are the same caliber. This seems basic, but you can actually end up helping or hurting yourself depending on how you plan on running your class setup. You don't want to run an MP7 as a primary if you plan on using your secondary the entire time to either earn your pistol camos or just have fun with Akimbo. If you do this, you might run low on ammo rather quickly because none of the pistols share a caliber with the MP7. In fact, when you set up your primary weapon properly, you can actually end up helping out your secondary and vice versa. Let's take a look at some examples with the 1911 and Striker 45. If I use the 1911 as my secondary with an MP7, I only have 28 ammo. That is absurd. That is not great if I plan on completing my camo challenges for the 1911. Even using the fully loaded perk, I only get 35 rounds. Now that's better than what I had before, but it's still a pretty dismal situation. The max ammo you can get on the 1911 when using the 15 round mag and fully loaded is 83. If you want to use something like Akimbo, that drops to 29 rounds in reserve when using the 15 round mags. That's not enough to even fully reload both weapons. Akimbo is eating up a lot more ammunition, but you can't use both the fully loaded perk and the Akimbo at the same time. But what if you could? The addition of the Striker 45 has essentially buffed the 1911 and X16 handguns because they can now hold a lot more ammo. It uses 45 APC ammo, and without using fully loaded or extended mags on my 1911, I now have a total of 78 rounds of ammo. My 1911 ammo is taken directly from my Striker 45. What that allows me to do is use Akimbo and 15 round mags on my 1911 while using 45 round mags and fully loaded on my Striker 45, and I get 233 rounds of ammo to use on my Akimbo 1911s. That is an additional 204 rounds of ammunition that you get just by selecting the correct primary weapon equipped with the correct attachments. Well, how can we use this to benefit the Striker 45 instead? Well, for one, we want to get rid of the Akimbo perk and instead use the fully loaded perk on the 1911. Using fully loaded on the secondary instead of the primary weapon increases that 233 rounds of ammo to 353 rounds of ammo. I feel like this should be the other way around, but hey, this is what works. It's great because a low ammo count is one of the major weaknesses of the Striker 45, but it doesn't stop there. It gets even more ridiculous. Let's jump back to the M4 example and how that's possible to get a total of 720 rounds of ammo when you combine what's in the mag and reserves. It's the same exact concept, except what you need to do is equip the Overkill perk, put the Kilo 141 as your secondary weapon, and then equip the 100 rounds mag and fully loaded onto it. This frees up the M4 to kit it however you want, and you'll still have a massive amount of ammo. Go with the 60 round mag, of course, if you want to maximize it, but even without it, you'll be set. If you want to use the 9mm magazine on the M4, all you have to do is switch out the Kilo 141, except instead of taking a 9mm SMG for a secondary, you can switch over to the M19 pistol using fully loaded with 32 round mags, and you will get away with 384 rounds of ammo. This frees up that Overkill perk slot to use something like Ghost instead. So how is this useful? Well, I found myself usually always going for the ammo box in Ground War. Using this method, I can be comfortable with pretty much any other field upgrade, and you shouldn't be able to easily run out of ammo. It can also be used to help boost your ammo count when you want to run a pistol for earning camos or using Akimbo. This can be used in any combination of weapons that you find possible with matching calibers. This does have limitations for some weapons. There are some like the MP7 or Desert Eagle that don't have a weapon to share ammo with, so with these weapons, you might be stuck with using the fully loaded perk or scavenger on them. I haven't even messed around with the LMGs, so maybe getting more than 720 ammo is possible on one of those. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I'll see you next time.